Good, how are you doing?
Good news is
But I have to do this. She's found me a couple of things like
I've got some guys lined up, and they're got the work lined up. Just waiting to see which direction to go. This weather will just cooperate a little bit. Oh yeah, it's great.
I can deal with rain because this is just so nice. I didn't wait
I didn't either.
I probably should have.
I was out working in the yard, in and out of the rain today, so I like it.
That's great.
The February 19th, 2018 Vandalia City Council will now come to order, and we will have a moment of reflection followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Would you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council, you've had an opportunity to look over the minutes of our special meeting on February the 1st, our council study session minutes of February the 5th, and our council meeting minutes of February the 5th. Are there any corrections or additions to those? Seeing none, they'll stand approved. We do have a proclamation today for Mr. Steve Pax, and in recognition of the Day of Caring. So, Steve, if you come up to the podium. There, it works. Thank you, Missy. Today I have a proclamation, and it says, whereas the City of Vandalia seeks to recognize and support those organizations and events that provide funding and substance to families struggling with hunger or homelessness. And whereas Day of Caring is a local grassroots organization made up of volunteers committed to increasing personal awareness and involvement toward confronting the ever-increasing national plight of hunger and homelessness. And whereas Day of Caring supplies food and help to local food banks and shelters to help as many people as possible, while holding steadfast to a pledge to direct all funds raised by a community to stay within that community. And whereas the primary fundraiser to support the mission of Day of Caring is a pancake breakfast event taking place on Sunday, February the 25th at the Poke Grove United Methodist Church of Christ. Now, therefore, I, Arlene Setzer, by the authority vested in me as mayor of the City of Vandalia, do hereby proclaim Sunday, February the 25th, as Day of Caring in the Vandalia Butler community and call upon our citizens to support the Day of Caring and the worthwhile efforts of this organization throughout the year. Thank you very much, Steve. Would you like to say anything?
Well, number one, invite all the members to come to the pancake brunch out at Polk Grove Church, Sunday, February 25th from 9 o'clock to 2. It's all you can eat, pancakes and sausage. So it's a great time. It's with good friends for a great cause. Thank you.
Thank you. And Steve has given us a poster to be put up in the city building here, so other people, as they come in and so forth, will get that information. And he's also given each of the council members a ticket. However, I think that if we all come, we need to bring our family and friends, too. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay. Was there a picture taken? Yeah. There it goes. Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you for coming.
Have a nice evening.
You too. Before I forget it, you just want yeah. Did you get it? Did you get one? Yeah. Does everybody have one? Okay, great. Thank you. Continuing on, there's no public hearing tonight, and that brings us to our segment where if there's someone in the audience who would like to make comment to us, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and then your comment. Seeing none, we'll go on to the city manager's report. However, we have no information items nor action items this evening. And we have no old business, so we're going right into our resolutions, beginning with Resolution 18-R-17. Mr. McDonald.
A resolution authorizing the purchase of a Toro Greenmaster 3150Q requested by the Parks and Recreation Department through Century Equipment of Cincinnati at the State of Ohio contract bid price of $32,669.39 and requesting council declare the current 2003 Toro Greenmaster 3150 mower being replaced surplus property.
Thank you very much. Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. $35,000 is budgeted for the replacement of the 2003 Toro Greensmaster 3150 Triplex Greens mower, which has 3,343 hours of service. Two mowers were priced through the State of Ohio Cooperative Purchasing Plan, again with the Toro Greensmaster being the lowest cost. This mower is $1,700 less than the John Deere model through the state program. It is also $10,000 less than the retail price for the same model Toro.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion?
Your Honor, I move that we approve Resolution 18R-17 as presented.
Second. It's been moved by Councilman Lewis, second by Councilwoman Farr, that we do approve Resolution 18-R-17 as presented. Are there any comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Farrs?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. Resolution 18-R-18, Mr. McDonald.
Resolution awarding the bid for equipment and complete equipment installation for 3 police vehicles requested by the Division of Police to K.E. Rose Company in the amount of $25,215 and declaring the equipment being replaced as surplus property.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. So the Police Department opened bids on January 26th for the transfer of usable equipment and the purchase and installation of new equipment for 3 new Ford Utility Interceptor police vehicles. The 2018 budget for this project is $40,000. 2 bids were received, with K.E. Rose submitting the lowest and best bid. Also, approximately $5,000 of the remaining funds will be used for the installation of reflective cruiser graphics by a separate vendor.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we approve Resolution 18R18 as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, second by Councilman Ayers, that we do approve Resolution 18-R-18 as read. Comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Ayers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. Resolution 18-R-19, Mr. McDonald.
A resolution awarding the bid for the purchase of police uniforms, footwear, work gear, and duty equipment requested by the Division of Police from Galls LLC in the amount not to exceed $26,550 and declaring the existing items as surplus.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So 3 bids were opened on January 26th for police uniforms, footwear, work gear, and duty equipment. The bid submitted by Galls LLC was the lowest bid on a majority of the items being bid. This contract would be for a 2-year period with the option for 2-year extension upon written agreement between the parties, and the annual contract amount will not exceed the department's annual appropriations.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 18-R-19 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilwoman Farr, second by Councilman Blakesley, that we do approve Resolution 18-R-19 as presented. Comments about this resolution? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Ayers?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. Resolution 18-R-20, Mr. McDonald.
A resolution awarding the bid and authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Dale's Auto Service LLC for vehicle maintenance and mechanical services for police vehicles.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. Bids for police vehicle maintenance and mechanical services were opened on January 26th. 2 bids were received, with Dale's Auto Service submitting the lowest and best bid. Dale's was lowest or second lowest on most maintenance services. Furthermore, Dale's was lowest on the department's most common services. So this contract would be for a 2-year period with the option for a 2-year extension upon written agreement between the parties.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Move that we approve Resolution 18-R-20. Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Ayler, second by Councilman Blakesley, that we approve Resolution 18-R-20 as presented. Questions, comments?
Just one comment. I'm glad to see that Dale's is back open and that we are using their services as a Vandalia business.
Thank you. Anyone else? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Ayers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. Resolution 18-R-21, Mr. McDonald.
A resolution waiving the formal bidding process and authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement for radio communication services and maintenance requested by the Division of Police from Agile Network Builders LLC in the amount of $14,880.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So the 2016 radio system upgrade to the state of Ohio's multi-agency radio communication system, or MARCS, necessitated the use of the state-contracted Agile Networks for our router connections to the MARCS system. Agile Networks is the sole source provider for connectivity to the MARCS system. Again, as Jerry said, the 2018 service and maintenance agreement with Agile Networks is $14,880.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll move that we approve Resolution 18-R-21 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Lewis, second by Councilwoman Farce, that we do approve Resolution 18-R-21 as presented. Are there any questions or comments? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Ayers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion passes 5-0. Resolution 18-R-22, Mr. McDonald.
A resolution authorizing the purchase of 3 cruiser in-car cameras and hardware warranties requested by the Division of Police from CDW Government, Inc. at the National Joint Powers Alliance purchasing contract amount of $15,757.50 and declaring the existing cameras being replaced surplus property.
Thank you. Is there a motion? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Cruzy.
Oh, feel free. Okay. So $18,000 is budgeted for the purchase of 3 in-car cameras for the police department's 3 new patrol vehicles. This resolution authorizes the purchase of 3 Panasonic Arbitrator HD cameras. All existing in-car cameras and the new body-worn cameras are Panasonic brand in order to maintain consistency with the department's digital video system, and it's requested that council waive competitive bidding and authorize a contract with CDWG.
Okay, thank you. Now, is there a motion?
Move that we approve Resolution 18-R-22.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Ayler, second by Councilman Blakesley, that we do approve Resolution 18-R-22. Comments? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion passes 5-0. Resolution 18-R-23, Mr. McDonald.
A resolution awarding the bid for the exterior door project at Fire Station 2 requested by the Division of Fire to Raven Contracting in the amount of $16,850.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So $15,000 is budgeted for the replacement of exterior doors at Fire Station Number 2. The subject doors are 20 years old with security and weather issues. The combination locks do not function properly, allowing random entry into the station. Additionally, due to weathering and corrosion, the doors allow moisture to penetrate, causing damage to the stucco around the door frames as well as issues with the thresholds. 3 bid packets were sent to area contractors, with Raven Construction submitting the only bid. The bay heater project, also at Station Number 2, came in $7,800 under budget. Therefore, there are sufficient funds available to cover the overage of $1,850.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 18-R-23 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilwoman Farr, second by Councilman Lewis, that we do approve Resolution 18-R-23 as presented. Comments? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. Resolution 18-R-24, Mr. McDonald.
A resolution approving an agreement with the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association.
Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. So this resolution would authorize a 3-year contract for our police sergeants. The provision of this contract are consistent with the agreement reached with the patrol officers, public safety specialist, and clerk typist back in 2017. Changes to the terms of this agreement would be that a workday will be defined as 8.5 hours for those employees working a 6-3 shift and 8 hours for those working a 5-2 shift. So the 8.5-hour day will affect a personal day accrual and use, a vacation accrual and use, as well as sick leave accumulation and use. There are provisions in here for sick leave utilization for an immediate family member. That would be granted in accordance with the city's policy and our personnel rules and regulations. And the annual wage increase would be 2.5% for 2018, 2019, and 2020.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we approve Resolution 18-R-24.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, second by Councilman Ehlers, that we do approve Resolution 18-R-24. Comments? Would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. Ordinance in its first reading, that's 18-03. Mr. McDonald.
1803, an ordinance approving a planned unit development, final development plan for the Miami Valley Shooting Grounds located at 7771 Johnson Station Road.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy.
Thank you, Your Honor. So Miami Valley Shooting Grounds is requesting approval of a planned unit development in the agricultural district to allow an indoor shooting range, indoor firearms training center, and retail sales of firearms. An indoor firearms range, training facility, and retail sales are not permitted uses in the agricultural district. However, PUDs permit uses that are not permitted in the underlying zoning district, provided they occupy less than 30% of the PUD. In this instance, the proposed uses in ancillary parking occupy approximately 20% of the 6.046 acre site.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we approve Ordinance 18-03 in the first reading.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, second by Councilman Lewis, that we do approve Ordinance 18-03 in its first reading. Are there any comments?
I have a question. When it's the chief of police has to give a permit for, in this case be the inside also?
The permit has already been issued for the indoor range.
Indoor, okay.
Correct, yes.
So that also goes through a process just like an outdoor range would?
That is correct,
Okay.
yes.
And they're always held separately? They will always be held separately?
They weren't originally because it was considered the outdoor shooting range was already there and the indoor was permitted under the same shooting range or same permit because they were just intertwined. But now that they've been separated, we do have one. We would require one for the outdoor, one for the indoor.
Okay.
The indoor has been approved, and we also have been letting them operate in the meantime because we were going through this whole zoning change and there was really no reason not to. So.
All right, thank you. That's all, thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers,
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley,
Yes.
Councilmember Fares,
Yes.
Mayor Setzer.
Yes, and the motion carries 5-0. We have no ordinances in their second reading. However, this evening, we do have an emergency ordinance, and that's ordinance 18-02. Mr. McDonald?
An ordinance to amend certain provisions in Chapter 884 of the city's codified ordinances, being the city income tax code, to incorporate changes in the tax law required by the state of Ohio and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. So House Bill 49, the state's biennial budget that was adopted mid-year 2017, mandates several changes to municipal income tax ordinances across the state. And as council is aware, Vandalia is party to a lawsuit challenging the constitutionality of portions of House Bill 49. Regardless, municipalities are required to adopt House Bill 49 changes by February 24th, or we risk forfeiting our authority to collect the local income tax. In addition to once again changing the filing dates, House Bill 49 has made several other changes. The first is that it allows businesses to opt in to filing their business net profit returns to the Ohio Business Gateway with a 0.5% administrative fee charged to municipalities. Again, in this instance, it will be the Ohio Department of Taxation collecting and enforcing the income tax for those folks that choose to file through the Ohio Business Gateway. It also eliminates the throwback provisions for municipalities. And if you want more detail on exactly what that means, Mrs. Leiter is here and be happy to explain it to you. Talked about this on several occasions.
Right. Since this is an emergency ordinance, I will open up a public hearing. So if there's anyone in the audience who would like to make comment about this emergency ordinance, would you please come to the podium, state your name and address for our records, and then your statement. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion.
Make a motion that we approve ordinance 18-02 in emergency.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Blakesley, second by Councilman Ehlers, that we approve the emergency ordinance 18-02. Are there any comments? And maybe we can't answer this, I don't know. But we have to do this so that we are not penalized because the courts have not come up with a decision.
Potentially penalized, yes.
Yeah.
And the law director has put in some safeguards into the legislation to protect us, because part of what we're adopting are things we're in a lawsuit against the state saying we don't want to do, yet we're doing it. So.
And we've also provided that if the opinion of the court is that it's unconstitutional, that this will not take effect.
That was my real question.
And I do point out that it's as an emergency, it requires the affirmative vote of 5 members. So if we don't have that, my recommendation would be immediately somebody make a motion to pass it as a non-emergency, where then we would only need 4 members, and then we'll take it from there.
Thank you.
I will vote for it, but it's baloney.
I understand. Why do you think I had that question?
And why did you think I made that little reminder?
Okay. Does anybody else have a question or comment? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Ehlers.
Yes.
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion passes 5-0. We have reports from boards and commissions with a variance request at 356 Tyonda Drive South, and that's for a deck setback. Mr. Cruzy?
Thank you, Your Honor. Celeste Hicks, 356 South Tianda Drive, is requesting a variance to allow a deck in the rear yard with a 13-foot setback where 20 feet is required. The proposed deck would wrap around a sunken above-ground pool that was recently installed on the property. The BZA reviewed this request at its January 24th meeting and voted 3-0 to recommend approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Your Honor, I'll move that we approve the variance at 356 Tyonda Drive for the
Second.
south deck setback.
Sorry. Second.
Okay. It's been moved by Councilman Lewis, second by Councilwoman Fairst, that we do approve the variance request at 356 Tyonda Drive South. Questions or comments? Seeing none, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Blakesley?
Yes.
Councilmember Fairst?
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis?
Yes.
Councilmember Ehlers?
Yes.
Mayor Setzer?
Yes, and the motion passes 5-0. We have the Planning Commission minutes of January the 23rd. We have the Planning Commission minutes of January the 31st. Are there any comments about those? The bill listing for January 2018 is in the amount of $2,886,700. Did I say that right? $2,886,747.18. Got it. Any questions about those? Okay, that brings us to council comments. Mr. McDonald?
Nothing.
Thank you. Mr. Cruzy?
Just to remind council that our employee recognition luncheon is this Friday. It begins at 11:30 at the Senior Center, so if any council members plan on attending, you can let me know tonight or let Missy or Julie know so we can make sure we have enough food for everyone.
Okay. Councilman Lewis? Council comment?
None, Your Honor. I was scared.
And Councilman Ehlers?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Councilman Blakesley?
Nothing, thank you.
Councilwoman Fairst?
I have the opportunity to make a motion to excuse two of our members, Councilman Dave Gerhardt and Councilman Richard Herbst, from all of our meetings this evening.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilwoman Fairst, second by Councilman Blakesley, to excuse from all of our meetings this evening Vice Mayor Herbst and also Councilman Gerhardt. Questions or comments? Would you please call? No roll needed? Oh, good. Okay. So that means that this meeting is over. Oh, we still have to do that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. This council meeting is concluded. However, we are going to be returning back to our study session. So thank you very much, everybody.